It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Welcome, everyone, to the Divas That Care Network. I'm your host, Amy McKenzie. Today's show, The Wow of Women, features the remarkable journeys of women whose powerful and extraordinary choices have positively impacted other people's lives. I'm very excited to introduce our guest today, Saima Mahajan, and she's calling in from India. So we're really thrilled to have her. Let me tell you a little bit about her before I bring her over. She's got quite a resume here. Saima is a certified pranic healer with an Arhatic yoga practice. She's a certified Ho'oponopono coach, EFT, running head bars and body processes, and a relationship mastery practitioner. If that's not enough, she also practices nature cure, yoga, pranayama, and meditations and organ cleanses. And she's committed to people on how to take charge of health by focusing their thoughts. Very powerful. Saima, I'm so grateful we were able to connect around the world to bring you over today. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much for having me here on your show. I am so honored to be here and share my journey and empower women all around the world. Thank you.
Oh, we are all connected. You're so welcome. And, you know, there's tremendous inspiration in what you're doing. And it's a lot. You're up to a lot of great things. But let's back up a little bit and kind of get us acquainted with, you know, before you were actualized at this level. You know, what were some of the challenges that you were facing that perhaps inspired you to be, you know, so, thoroughly committed to what you're doing now and in such a positive way?
Yes, sure. If I, Amy, go to my childhood, I had been a very unhealthy and sick child. And even in my youth, I was not very active. Although I wanted to be, I had that passion and I had that desire. If I wouldn't have anything else, I would have been into sports. I would have been a sports woman. But I had lots and lots of physical concerns that would always stop me from growing or moving ahead. So if I actually start naming, there's a long list of physical illnesses or diseases that I had. And I think I can name a few. I had sciatica, which is like a lower back ache, for about 4 to 5 years. I had cervical, my neck pain, and shoulder pain on my left side. I've always had weak eyesight. I had very, very low immunity. I was pale. I had low hemoglobin. I had sinuses. I had sinusitis for about 8 years. I lived with sinusitis. I had acidic problems. I had indigestion problems. I had piles and fistula. I used to really bleed. I had flatulence problems. I used to fall sick. Yeah, I would fall sick about on a quarterly basis. You know, I would always have fever in 3 months or 4 months time.
Wow.
So even if I would try to pick up any activity, I would just do it for about a month, and then I would have to give up on that because I would fall sick again. So that was terrible, and that went on until I was 33 years of age. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then it's just that, it took a U-turn. I met one or two people in my life, those who came into my life as my godfather. And what I realized, I shifted. I had been on medicine, obviously, because I was suffering from all these things. So I had to pop in pills a lot of times. But the day came that I quit everything. I quit all the pills.
Wow.
And
did you do it all at once?
Like slowly, because I took on yoga. The moment I took on yoga and pranayama, I got inspired by my mom for the yoga and the pranayama, and then I got coached. I had my mentor, and then I got rid of the sinuses. That was a hope for me, that if I could get rid of 8 to 9 years of old sinusitis problem with yoga and pranayama, that means I can get rid of any and every physical problems that I have. So that was a turning point in my life.
Yeah, the breath of fire. Yes, absolutely. That's really a powerful testament, the power of yoga, and it's remarkable how little we, we're starting to now. Certainly, yoga is huge now, but for I don't know how long, hundreds of years, where we just kind of ignored all of that, and it's so powerful. So thank God for your mother for inspiring you.
Yes.
So and yes, but before we go forward, is there in your mind any specific? I mean, do you understand why you had so many physical challenges? Was it the air quality where you live? Was it the nutrition? I mean, do you have any idea why it was so challenging for you?
Yes, I did get to know about it, and that was miraculous for me. Yes, definitely nutrition, food plays a very, very important role, right? It has a vital role in your health. But I would say much more than taking care of your nutrition, it is all about your thoughts. It's all about your perception. It's everything what's there in your mind. What do you feed in your mind? The points of view, the way of living, the way of thinking. That is what I needed to work upon. So I can just share.
Okay, so before we go forward again, share with me what your mindset was that you would have this dramatic of a difference, and where did you inherit that from? Like, take us through that part of the journey a little bit. How did you get such a negative mindset?
Okay, I would say it wasn't about thinking negative. It was about getting stuck with your limited thoughts, your limiting beliefs. Okay,
right.
So everything in my life was going great, but I wouldn't take it that way. I would have something different in my head. Whatever is happening around me, whatever was happening in my, not that I had amazing family, right? But it was all my perception that I expected something else from life. I wanted to be someone in my life, and I wouldn't be able to achieve that. So my thought, basically, I was stuck up with the thought that I am not good enough. I'm not perfect. I am always devoid. I cannot provide. I want to provide, but I'm not able to do that. So one thought after another led to me in the thought process that I am just not good enough. I will only be dependent on others. I will only be dependent on doctors. I will only be, people would not respect me because I am so sick and tired all the time. People will not love me. And, I fed that thought. And I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
what I was doing was, I wasn't listening to my body. I wasn't loving myself. Although I was saying, nobody loves me. I don't love myself.
Right.
But I wasn't
Right.
loving myself. Yeah.
You know, if we
Yeah.
had
So-
a room of all of us women that were, listening to this, we're in a room together where we could see each other. And I asked everyone, please raise your hand if you have ever had a moment where you thought you weren't good enough. Every single hand in that room would probably go up. Oh, almost everyone. I can't imagine anyone that hasn't had that. So what we're addressing here, what I call monkey chatter, that we're all subjected to. And so that it's almost like we have this idea, at least, I can remember thinking this, like I'm truly successful when that goes away, when I no longer have that disempowering conversation running my life. And once that goes away, then I'm a big hit. Then I'm successful. Then people will love me, right? But it doesn't go away. You can redirect it. But would you say, in essence, it's still there, you just don't give it any credence, you don't listen to it, and you override it with something positive? Can you address that for me a little bit? Because I know that's part of your coaching.
Yes. So this is what I had to do, is change my thoughts. So it's just a thought. This is what I got present to, that firstly I was stuck up with my past, and the past is not happening right now. So I had to give up that it's not the past that I was living in. So I cannot build up that story. So, and the second thing was that it's a thought, and the beauty is that the thought can always be changed as per what I want it to be, what I want to think, positive, or something that empowers me. So why not keep saying that? So I was really dependent on so many affirmations that I kept repeating those over and over again, that this is what I am. So I started living my life as if it was happening right now, like perceiving my new future. I wouldn't say that I want to be like this. No, I started saying it that I am this. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am lovable. I am a magnet of. I'm a money magnet. So there's a long list of these affirmations, these positive affirmations that I started doing. And I started writing my journals. I started writing that what is it that I want in my life? What do I perceive? And how can I change it all? And I started completing with my parents. I actually went to them and I told them and I apologized to them that I am sorry I was making you wrong. Because, that is one easy thought that used to come to my mind, that I could not do this because. Okay, but then I wasn't taking responsibility for my life. And the time came when I started taking responsibility for my life, that nobody else is responsible for whatever is happening in my life. It is me who invites everything. So if it's trouble, I invite trouble. If it's good, I invite good. But why can't I accumulate all the goods, all the positives? Because I was not acknowledging the goods in my life.
Right. Well, so positive affirmations, journaling, and I guess a constant reminder when you would catch yourself falling back into, that trap, and instead becoming, as you said, it was always because, and you turned it around to be at cause with what was happening in your life, and that's what made the difference. So now that makes perfect sense. Moving forward, when you got through that, what was the transition then for you to turn this into a vehicle for helping others? Like what was that process, and when did that come to you, that you could really turn your challenge into a service for others?
Yes, when I started seeing the results, I actually saw that I had such a great, happy, successful married life. that in spite of having so many physical troubles, I overcame all that, and my life shifted to a completely different angle. I delivered two beautiful, healthy babies. So it was all in my mind that I might not undergo a normal, successful delivery. Mine was painless. I mean, I did not take any supplements, any medicine, nothing for my two deliveries. I delivered when I was 37 years of age. I had my second baby when I was 38 years of age. And I had normal,
wow,
very smooth deliveries. And now I'm so healthy, fit. I had run marathons. I've been running the 10 kilometers,
wow.
marathons. Those happen in India quite a lot. My body is so flexible that I can use. My friends say that we can actually pack you in a suitcase. That's how flexible my body became. And so the shift and the transformation that happened in my life, I realized that I got to give it back to people now. I got to give it to the world because this is what stops you. And whenever I come across people in my life who have any small pains or bigger issues, I straight away get them to their mindset that this is what you're dealing with. So you got to deal with that concern of yours and not the physical concern, because the physical concern will be taken care of. You know what I mean? And then they would say, hey, yes, this is what exactly I am dealing with. How did you know? So I was like, your body is telling you. Your body tells you that this is what you're going through, but we do not have the capacity to understand it or to listen to our body. So that's when I decided that no, the world needs me. I've got to give it back to the world.
Right. Well, and we have no training for that. I mean, certainly, we've got phys ed in the U.S., but nobody's teaching us how to listen to our body. In fact, they would probably laugh you out of the classroom if you started that conversation in many schools. Not all of them, but, it's definitely not something that, at least from the Westerner's point of view, is something that requires attention. But as we know, energy goes where attention flows, and so you never give it any attention. Your story is a great example of how disconnected we can become in our whole life if we're not grounded through our physical being and treating it, with respect. So it makes a lot of sense, and I love your heart for wanting to now to give that gift back. So in your work now, what would you say, what's your area of focus with people? I mean, do you have a certain group of people that you work with, or, is this kind of how about, letting people know what you do? And is it something you're doing live with people in your local community? Or give us a little bit more of the kind of the world of how you bring this about.
Yes. So as of now, until now, like it's been 3 to 4 years, I would say, I have been coaching. I have been providing coaching to people under a certain setup. Wherein the landmark is concerned, and the Heal Your Life, the Lewis's work is concerned. So I was in a setup, and I've been coaching different people. But now what I have taken on is that I want to start up coaching on my own. So I really need to work now with people. So I've started with the meditation sessions. I have started with the regular healing modalities, and I'm providing it to people online. But also now what my focus is going to be is connected to particular physical concerns. So what I'm looking for now is that I need a group. I will so that everybody is at the same page. Everybody can share, openly, because I realize that when there are people from different walks of life, they are not so open right now, and they need personal coaching sessions as well. And what I need now is the platform, and I am building up on that, that people coming together with the similar kind of physical concerns, because mentally they will be all at the same page. And then coaching.
Right. Now, I love what you wrote about that, actually. I'm going to read it for our listeners. This platform that you're talking about provides the opportunity one to explore deeper into their self and their being, discovering themselves, their thoughts, the origin of all those thoughts, emotions, their patterns, beliefs, their dis-eases, their energy body, and the connection to their physical body, allowing people to introspect in the paradigms of mind, body, and soul. It's beautiful. And so people can, so if somebody wants to find you and connect with this platform and, you know, come on board with you, how would they find you, Saima?
Oh, okay. I have I am on Facebook. I am on YouTube. I am on Instagram. I have my phone number. Do you want me to share it here? Do I say it here?
Maybe not your number, but so people would they can just look up your name then in any of those locations and connect with you then.
Yes. So they can actually find me on Facebook by Saima Mahajan. So I'm everywhere by the name of Saima Mahajan, even on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter and LinkedIn. I'm everywhere.
Oh, I'm here everywhere. That's great. Okay, perfect. I love that. Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to share with us today. I really appreciate that, you know, your incredibly challenging first 36 years of your life were able to be turned around so quickly. I mean, obviously, if you had a basically flawless birthing experience with your first child at 37, that was literally a year later. Incredible turnaround, and then again at 38. So this change happened, this transformation happened very quickly, and I just want to point that out for people who might feel a little hopeless right now. It'll take too long, and, you know, whatever, that conversation that we have, that we've been talking about, comes up, too late, or whatever it is that is, you know, in the space for you that stops you. I just really appreciate that aspect of your story. Really shows it's not about the amount of time. It's really about the commitment to change your thinking. And with that, I just, you know, I'd like to offer you to, you know, share any kind of last parting thoughts with our listeners that you would like to leave us with.
Yes, I would really request everyone to please value the life that is given to you. Whatever is happening to you in your life is happening for a reason. Nothing in your life is a coincidence. It happens for a reason. It is in your life because you own it somewhere, somehow. The only thing that we need to figure out is to know that what lesson it has come to teach you. And why is it there in your life? So not entertaining or inviting the negatives of it, but then really getting to know that, hey, what is it in there for me to learn? What is the purpose of my life? Because we all do have a purpose in our lives. And so what I feel is that my diseases, my discomfort in the body was there for a reason, because I could experience all of that and then I could deliver it to the world. Else I would never have experienced it. I would never have analyzed and accessed the importance of your body, your life, you as a soul. So you are the soul in this universe, which is very, very valuable. So please value yourself, love yourself, and please look into the thoughts get into your deeper thoughts to the subconscious level, because what we are perceiving is perceiving from the world that is around us. They are not our thoughts. And before we make any decision, please ask yourself, does that thought belong to you, or is it borrowed from someone? And you
Great.
can change it.
Has a thought belong to you, or did you borrow it from someone? I also love what you said, too, that, the question of what is it that I have to learn? Because it immediately takes you out of the negative and has you focusing on something positive, because learning is always positive. So look to see, did I borrow this thought, or is it mine? And what can I learn from this experience? That's very valuable input and words of wisdom for us to live by. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us and sharing your story. I love that we can connect and empower one another. Thank you so much for joining us today, Saima.
Hey, thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. I was so honored to be here and deliver it to the people. And I would say thank you and spiritual love to everyone. Love you all.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, you've got a heart big enough, that's for sure. Well, okay, in closing, I absolutely want to thank Saima Mahajan for joining us all the way from India and sharing her story today. I want to thank our listeners for making this show possible, our producer, the founder of the Divas That Care Network, Candace, and special. Candace redefines the word diva to mean a courageously self-assured woman. Well, we certainly learned that from Saima today, and the difference it made to change her thinking, something we can all do, at least, and see those results. The Divas That Care Network offers women of all walks a platform for sharing their voice in the world. So we invite you to join us. Visit divasthatcare.com, hear more inspiring stories, and who knows, one of these days you might just feel courageous enough to add your own voice to the conversation. We'd sure love to have you. Thanks, everyone. Signing off for this episode. Until next time, have a great rest of your evening. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.